Yo, yo, what's good? It's your boy Sama, aka CJ, aka Junior Branks, aka the Chuckster. Back at you again with another episode of Sippin' with Chuck. I've been practicing that one. What's goody, dog? I know it has been a minute. It has been a long time. I want to say it's been about 2 months. So, what happened to Chuck, boy? Let me tell you something, okay? Life. A lot was going on, and I didn't really have access to like my studio space. I didn't have access to like just get the recording. Now, granted, you're probably wondering, well, why didn't you just go somewhere else, or why didn't you just get another studio? Well, bruh, because I ain't want to. Okay, I like my setup. I was getting my setup straight. As you can see in the background, I done changed my setup a bit. One of my posters seems to be coming off that joint now. That's a little crazy, but a lot has been going on. So let's get to it, right? Um, so my sister was living with me for a little bit. That was cool. Her boyfriend came down, and then they brought the dog, and then they were here for better. They were only supposed to be here for like 2 weeks or a week or whatever. Ended up being an entire month and a half maybe. Because I believe they came earlier too. So they ended up being here, and I had to give them the guest room so that they could go somewhere to sleep, right? You feel me? But unfortunately, that was where my studio space was set up. Shoot, dog, I just realized I ain't even hit you with the. Hold on. Damn, that's good. See, I'm even slacking, right? So, yeah, so they were here. Um, lots of life stuff was going on during that time. So, um, I went ahead. I didn't have access to the studio. So then, it's September. Come the first week of September, guess where your boy went? Colombia. Let me tell you something, dog. Let me tell you something. Colombia was a great time, and I realized I need to travel a lot. Okay. I gotta go. I gotta get moving. Japan has been on my bucket list for years, and I mean like since I was a little kid, right? And I gotta go because Colombia was lit, man. Like I got to they have a Sama Cafe. That was the first thing I saw. So I went to Bogota and Cartagena. And when I say it was a nice experience, I got like a ton of photos, a ton of pictures. I got a lot of videos. I got I just got a ton of I did a ton of sightseeing. We went on a tour. Shout out to the homie for inviting me out because I had never been out the country outside of like a cruise ship, and that was my first time doing that, right? So we get out there. We're there for like 4 days, right? 4 or 5 days. Um, First day we go to Bogota. They didn't tell you Bogota is high up in the mountains. That's number one. I ended up getting this really cool Star Wars poncho though. I thought that was really tight. It was only like 120,000 pesos. It was cheap, right? Everything over there is cheap. That's number one. So we was in Bogota, and I went up. We went up this the gondola and to look over at the entire city. I learned a lot about the city itself. Um, like random fact, I didn't know that like even though their college is free for like in the city, because apparently everybody goes to Bogota for to get like what we kids today call like the big boy big girl jobs, right? um so they were like, yeah, it was like 150,000 who like came and applied. Apparently you just had to take a test at one of their bigger colleges or universities, and a ton of them took the test. A lot of them passed, but they only had enough for like 150, like just straight up 150, right? So imagine you got like over like 100,000 people coming over or whatever to take the test, and majority of them pass, and then you can only admit 150 people. You know what that happens to the rest of those folks? They got to go figure it out before coming back and trying again at the college, right? So I was like, damn, that's actually really, really crazy. Um, yeah, that's insane, bro. Like I couldn't even imagine. But regardless, that was one of the stories we were told while on the tour. I got to see like, historical landmarks there and in Cartagena. Cartagena was lit. It was warm, it was cool. Bogota was rainy and a little windy at times, but they were both cool places, right? Um the food was good. They told us, when you go in, you're gonna order and they're gonna make it like when you order. So everything was made fresh. I think I got chicken tenders my first day. Also because of the elevation, I had like a couple beers and like some liquor, some Jack and Cook, and then like I was like, dude, wait, I don't know if it's because I didn't eat and I've been awake for like 24 hours, but like that first day was rough because I missed the part where the lady was like, hey, be careful and take your time drinking because yeah, you're like 11,000 feet above sea level or something crazy like that, right? So I was like, damn, that's crazy. It was no wonder I was like, I'm getting kind of tipsy kind of fast, guys. Like, I don't know what's happening. But anyways, the food was great. It was great food. The juice, I had papaya juice. Think I didn't know what it was gonna taste like. We doing it wrong over here, bruh. Like we doing it wrong because orange juice tasted different, papaya juice tasted like water, and then I'm realizing like, duh, CJ, like a lot of juices really are supposed a lot of fruit, like straight pure fruit. A lot of it's gonna taste like water, bruh. So I'm over here like, damn, okay. I didn't, I didn't know that. I didn't know what I didn't know, right? Until I knew it. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy. Either way. So that was that. I went on that trip and then I ended up going to South Carolina, to Myrtle Beach. And then yeah, I just been lifing, man. Oh, it was my mom's birthday. That was fun. Took her to Botanical Gardens in August. Um, that was a good time, you know. I got her to play drunk pong. That was fun. So we while my sister was here, we did a lot of board games and just a lot of family bonding and a lot of stuff. I think at 1.2, my little brother came down, so it was just a lot going on, just in general, right? Um, so yeah, it was a fun summer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing a lot. So let's talk about. Let me see where I want to start, man. Because like, let's just say like I'm not to say I missed a lot, but like a lot was announced while I was out. Like a lot of dance events, like Crush versus No One versus Tight Eyes, like a lot. Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier fight, like a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, man. CrumpCon when Dread versus Dread, that was great because the Dread Flex Dread won that joint, and a lot of bullshit happened with that. With the other one, he was just being a crybaby about it, like dead ass. Um, so I guess I could start with the more like recent events because you know we we had a lot to get to low key, but I'm not gonna do it all today because why would I do it all today? That's a waste of like episode. So where the fuck you been, Charles? Well, I've been away. Oh, I can start here. So there's been a ton of albums, a ton of. Oh my god, yeah, the Sunday. Oh my gosh, the swinger, dude. Forget that, right? Let me tell you a quick another story because again, like I said, a lot was going on. Where you been, Charles? So, it was my sister boyfriend birthday, right? And so we go out on a Sunday um to go celebrate. Now this is like August. My sister be talking to people when she be drinking, right? So we met some Interesting individuals. So she's over here talking to this lady or whatever. Cool, cool, cool. And then Rel is over there talking to the dude at the bar, right? I'm watching all this go on, right? So then next you know, I'm like, hey dogs, I gotta go to work tomorrow. So let's boogie, right? We about to leave. So then the dude stops us and he's like, oh no, it's his birthday. It was my birthday too. Blah blah. He's like, where you going? Let's go celebrate. So apparently these cats ended up in my car. How the fuck did that happen? Okay. Um so they ended up in my car and we're going on, I guess, to they live in Midtown. So we're pulling up to go to their crib, right? So first things first, they drive to the liquor store and that car ride was already sus. So it's my sister, her boyfriend, and them two in the back, and then me and my friend in the front, right? So so we in ah so we in the car, right? And sorry about that. I gotta figure out how to get this camera to not cut off in the middle. It cuts off at like 12 minutes every time, but I'm gonna figure that out. Anywho, so we're in the car, right, and we just sitting in front. And we listen to the conversation, and the first thing bro is saying, he's like, "Yeah, this is my wife. You can call her Tammy with the tits." Huh? All right, this is sound crazy. Then they wanted to play like first off, be very clear. They were not black at all. Dude said he was Peruvian, and his wife looked like she was just straight up white, right? And they were like asking for like Trinidad James to play in the car on the way there too. So I was like, all right, this is all very very weird. So, anyways, we go up to their little condo or whatever. The condo's kind of cool, man. He's telling me about how he did some of the stuff by like the decorating of it, and then he's talking about like these $500 beef steaks. He had two of them. I mean, beef steaks, beef ribs, and he had two of them joints. Just like he kept talking about, he got them from Texas and blah blah blah. Not my now. I will say them joints right there. Them joints was banging. Like I ain't gonna hold you. Like we was doing a lot of drinking and stuff. I wasn't even trying to drink that much because I was like, these cats is weird. But um, yeah, them joints. But that night, we ate them joints and it just solid, right? So so then there's a lot going on. So the dude like he's like, yeah, put on some swimsuits. So we put on some swimsuits, right? I don't know why he had extra swim trunks. He had hella swim trunks. I walked past to go before I switched to the swim trunks, and I see that bro had like an AR-15 or whatever sitting in an unfinished sink. I said, "All right, that's cool looking, whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, man, gotta stay prepared for whatever zombie apocalypse." And I was just laughing about it, and blah blah. All right, cool. That's not even the fun part of the story. So then, like, he's like, "Oh yeah, tell them to get their bathing suits on." So he goes and tells his wife, and apparently his wife has like extra bathing suits for, my sister and my friend is my friend at the time, right? So then from there, it's mad crazy. So we go down to the pool. We're all just kicking it, drinking or whatever it may have you, right? So we get like they do want to take pictures. I hate pictures. I don't like taking pictures without a purpose. For number one, number two, I just don't like taking pictures. So why? Of myself really. I like taking pictures of like what's going on. So me and dude are talking. Me, dude, and my sister's boyfriend. We're talking in the pool, and the first thing he kept saying is, "Man, your girl's ass is nice. Your girl's ass is nice." And I was like, dude, calm down. So he's like mad interested in that. And I'm like, bro, calm down. Like, you feel me? Like, relax. And then we get into talking about business and producers and all this stuff. So we're having a weird, like, it was a weird transitioning conversation already. So then, like, my sister is like, okay, I think they're swingers, and I was like, oh no shit, I got those vibes when we were upstairs. So apparently the wife or whatever, she was like trying to get at my sister while they were in the pool, like trying to take off her bikini or whatever, all this stuff, right? Now, mind you, there's not really anybody um at the pool except for like this Indian girl and this white dude. And I guess they had, and this other older white dude, I guess there was an issue there because they had like some type of like argument, and like she was smiling. Like, she looked like she had zero remorse at all whatsoever. But whatever dude, I guess it was her boyfriend, he looked super upset. Like bro was yelling and whatever. They was arguing on the other end of the pool. But mind you, we're minding our business. We don't give a fuck, right? So then halfway through the conversation, right, me and Shawty is talking. And we just like, okay, these cats is cool a little bit, but they like mad sus. So long story less long. We ended up going upstairs to help him get the beef ribs, right? To bring them down, to put them on the grill and eat them before we dip. Because I ain't gonna hold you, I was trying to leave like before we even got to the pool. I was like, why are we even here? So then, this is the craziest story, bro. I promise you, I cannot make this up. So then we get in the elevator, and me and Shawty in the elevator, and he just kept saying like, yo, y'all look so good together. Y'all look so good together, right? And I'm like, all right, cool, cool, bro. And then it was quiet for like 2 seconds, and I shit you not, he said, I promise you we're not swingers. We didn't even ask if you were we didn't even ask if they were swingers, bro. Like he said, I promise you we're not swingers. And I'm just looking, and I was like, okay. And then he was like, yeah, but we're exhibitionists. And I said, all right. All right. Okay, similar lanes, but like different lifestyle. Cool. So I wanted to laugh so heavy, and I was looking at Shawty, and she was just like, and I was like, I don't know. So then he proceeds to tell us this. And he's like, yeah, man, I would rather you get with my wife than me, like, do stuff with your girl, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, a lot of this at the time was just like wrong, and a whole bunch of stuff was just going on in so many ways. I was just like baffled and wanted to die laughing the entire time. So inside, I'm like like I'm hysterical inside listening to this guy talk about all this stuff, right? So then he's like, oh, by the way, like my wife, her birthday's coming up too, and she like, I'm trying to get her to do a photo shoot, whatever, whatever. So I'm looking at him, and I think he notices on my face, and it's like, what kind of photo shoot? He's like, yeah, you said you got a camera, right? I'm like, yes, I do have a camera. I'm using it right now, actually. But I'm like, yeah, I do have a camera, but for what? Right? And he's like, oh no, don't worry, her clothes would be on and blah blah. And I'm like, dog, you're not helping your case right now at all. But he's like, man, we would love to do like a shoot, us and y'all together, blah blah. And Shawty is like, no, right? Shawty is like, no already. So then after that, right, we just get the beef ribs, we go downstairs, and this is the part where we eat them. Then we're going back upstairs after eating them joints, and I guess they was like upset because or his wife was upset about whatever when we came back down. I guess he told her something, but like they was looking to get some action going out of our group. Now my sister's boyfriend, that man's was drunk out of his mind. This dude didn't even pick up the vibes that was happening the entire time, but like we all did, right? They was like, Shawty was like, they were trying to come into the bathroom, and like while she was changing back into her clothes. I was like, dog, I didn't even see that. I wish I had. I would have mollywopped him, but he gave me them really really good beef ribs. I ain't gonna hold you. But either way, it was a crazy time. Like I think I would just keep this as story time because, dog, when I tell you that was insane to me, I have never experienced that. I told my sister, we all started bust out laughing when we left. We just bust out laughing, and her boyfriend mad clueless, and I was just like, bro, what is happening? So me and Shawty and my sister was just like, all right, he clueless, but we start die laughing, and I was like, yo, you cannot make no more friends, bro, like at all, like you you just can't. And so I was like, see the shit you got me into on a Sunday, no less. I was trying to chill, and you got me into some BS, right? So that was That was that, man. Like, good lord, man. So if you've been wondering where the fuck I've been, oh man, I've just been experiencing life like for the past few months. But now I'm back. I'm back. I got me a new monitor. I'm gonna be working on getting a new setup. I am gonna have some guests on here, so for this season of the joint, I'm gonna have some guests. But for those, I'll have them in a different space right now, and other mics and whatnot. So be on the lookout for those, okay? But yeah, the Chuckster's back, baby. Hold on, let me get one more good sip. Mm. Damn, that's good. Peace out.